Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a tag video, and this tag is called the Mid-Year Check-In Tag. It was created by both Dane Reads and Harriet, and I'll leave both their channel links down below so you can check out their channels if you'd like to. I was also tagged by Dane, so thank you so much, Dane, for tagging me. I'm really excited to answer these questions. And before I get into it, I want to quickly do a shout out to Isaac. He did my channel art for me. He did my Twitter photo header and my YouTube banner, and he also did my video outro, and I just absolutely loved how it turned out. So Isaac, thank you so much. If any of you guys are looking to get any channel art done, you should definitely contact him. I will leave his Twitter down below so you can do that. And he's also Joe's fiance, Joe from Not So Average Joe, and he also has done all of her channel art as well, which is really cool. He's very talented. Alright, so now let's get on with the questions. Question 1. How many books have you read so far this year? So far this year I have read 23 books, and my Goodreads goal was to read 25. So I'm only 2 books away from reaching that goal, so I'm super happy about that. It's also a huge accomplishment for me to read that many books, being a stay-at-home mom and chasing after my 2 and 3-year-old. So I'm very happy with the amount of books that I've read. Number 2, what's your favorite book so far this year? So that is a pretty hard question. I have, I think, a few favorite books, but if I had to choose one, yeah, I would have to choose Gemina, the second book in the Illuminate File series. I just absolutely love this book. There were a couple nights where I stayed up till 1 o'clock in the morning just to keep reading. I just loved the plot. I absolutely loved the main characters in this book, and I just didn't want to put it down. Question 3. What's your most disappointing book so far this year? Yeah. Hands down, most disappointing book so far for me this year is Smoke in the Sun, written by Renee Audier. I talked about this book in my June wrap-up, and this is the sequel and conclusion to Flame in the Mist. So basically, I was just expecting to love this book. I did not think it would be possible for me to dislike this book, and unfortunately, I just ended up being extremely disappointed. This is just so easily forgettable. I just think this book could have been so much better, and I'm honestly considering unhauling this book just because I'm just not happy with it, and it makes me sad. So yeah, very disappointing. Question 4. What genre have you read most this year? I think this is pretty obvious, especially if you've been watching my videos for a while. I've read mostly fantasy. For me right now, I just want to read every single fantasy book that I can get my hands on. I'm not tired of reading fantasy. I'm not sure if I ever will. And I know one of my goals was to read outside of fantasy, and I will eventually get to that, but right now I'm just really happy and cozy with all my fantasy books. Number 5, name a favorite newly discovered author. So for me, I think a favorite newly discovered author of mine would have to be Patrick Rothfuss, and he is the author of the Kingkiller Chronicles. I absolutely love this series and patiently waiting to see when the 3rd book is going to come out. But anyways, I just think his writing is just really great, and whenever he publishes more books, I think I would definitely go and buy them. Alright, question 6. Name the most surprisingly good book that you've read. So for this, I'm going to go with the book that I surprisingly liked, and that's going to be Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare. So I talked about this book in my June book haul video. You guys know that I'm very hesitant about Cassandra Clare's books. It got to the point where I was probably never going to read her books at all. My sister's also a huge fan of Cassandra Clare, and when I went to visit her in North Carolina, I told her that she could pick 3 books for me to read, and she knew that I was never going to read Cassandra Clare, and she still decided to pick this one out for me. And I look at her, I'm just like, why? Why would you do that to me? You know that I'm not interested in any of her books. And she just looks at me and she's like, huh, I picked it for you and you have to read it. And I was just like, touche, you picked it, so I must read it. Anyways, I ended up liking this book. Surprisingly, I fully expected myself to get annoyed with this book, to absolutely hate it, and I just ended up flying through this book. But anyways, I will talk about this book more in my July wrap-up. Alright, question 7. Name your favorite and most anticipated 2018 releases. So I don't usually pay attention to any upcoming releases, but there are 2 books that I'm really excited about that are coming out in October and November. The first one is Kingdom of Ash, which is the final book in the Throne of Glass series, written by Sarah J. Maas. I believe that one comes out sometime in October, so I'm really excited about that and to see how this series ends, but I'm also nervous and I'm hoping that my heart doesn't break too much because of everything that's happened in that series, and I'm just really scared, but I'm excited and just ready for it. I'm ready for that book to come out. And the second book that I'm really excited for is called The Kingdom of the Blazing Phoenix. This one I believe comes out in November, and it is written by Julie C. Dow. This is the sequel and conclusion to A Forest of a Thousand Lanterns. If you don't know what the series is about, the first book is a retelling of the Evil Queen, and it takes place in like a Asian setting. There's some magic, there's mythical creatures. I thought it was really good and I enjoyed it. So I'm really excited to see what happens in Kingdom of the Blazing Phoenix. These are the only 2 books that I'm highly anticipating so far this year. Question 8. What's your next big priority for your reading? I just want to keep reading, and I also just want to enjoy what I'm reading. So that's basically my priority right now. Question 9, what's been your bookish highlight? So I've never gone to any bookish type of events, so I guess my bookish highlight would have to be interacting with everyone in the booktube community. I loved getting to know everyone and hearing their opinions on their books, even if they're different from mine. That's just been such a big highlight because I am home 24/7 for the most part with my kids. I only have one friend here in Pennsylvania, and so it's just nice to be able to talk to other people in the booktube community, not only about books, but about other things. So yeah, that's just been my highlight. Number 10, who do you tag? So at the top of my head, I think I'm going to tag Serena from A Wandering Mind. So Serena, if you'd like to do this tag, please do so, and anyone else that wants to do it, I tag you. Okay guys, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I really hope to see you guys again in my next video. Bye guys.